I try to go to the gym like I typically do to feel good, to work out. I did that today. Maybe nothing.
Healing isn't always linear. Sometimes the tools that we worked on in one season of life might not work in another.
1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. I said, that's too many counts. I'm good.
So what I hear you saying is you should do the cha-cha slide instead of the Tamiya hustle because that's more small and manageable for you to do.
Correct.
Or do we need to do the hokey pokey where you put it all together and you turn yourself around?
No, I'm not that slow.
Hey, welcome to the Trigger Happy Hour where we take shots of the truth straight with no chase.
It's your host that do the most, Dequan and Darnesha, and get ready as we dive deep, laugh loud, and unpack triggers you've been dodging.
Buckle up, y'all, because healing ain't always pretty.
But it's always real.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl Darnesha, licensed mental health counselor, mommy of 2. I like to give it to you straight with no chase, but sometimes I got to put a little sugar on the rim to ease it up. But either way it go, y'all already know. I'm going to give it to y'all 100 proof true.
What's going on? I'm your boy, Dequan. I'm here for all the weather, bringing you the wind, the sun, the rain, and the storm, baby. But mostly, I just like to sprinkle a little sunshine to help you get through the day.
All right, y'all. So today we're talking about something that many people experience, but don't always talk about openly. And that is, what do you do when the interventions just ain't working? The skills you got ain't skilling. The walks ain't walking. But before we get started, we like to give a disclaimer. This is not a substitution for therapy, y'all. We are just a sounding board. If for at any reason you start to feel overwhelmed or triggered, please step away and take a deep breath. Or if you need professional help, please seek professional counseling. You can go to Psychology Today, you can call 988, or you can simply do a Google search.
All right, so today's icebreaker, we're going back to doing a movie quote that best describes your day. Do you got something?
I do. I got something. I want to know if y'all can guess this movie quote. I need that money, honey. I need
Okay.
I need that money. The first of the month just passed. The bills are due. The bills be billing. First of the month about to come around again. How about that? So listen, I need that money.
This is chess, not checkers. People who are bitter often try to manipulate. No, I'm sorry. No.
Wait, cause time out. You didn't guess my quote. Where my quote come from?
Girl, we're going to go back to set it off.
Set it off in this month.
All right, so that movie quote is going to be from the hit movie Set It Off, my girl TT.
Mm-hmm. Hey, TT.
But we all need that money because, baby,
Mhm.
even though the first just passed, the first about to come again. And, okay, and that's crazy. All right. So guess this one. This is chess, not checkers.
That's it?
It's from a famous black actor that everybody was in love with.
Denzel Washington.
Mm-hmm.
This is what is that? Training Day?
There you go.
Oh, I got it. So you couldn't
Mhm.
give me the obvious quote like King Kong ain't got shit on me. You couldn't give me
Nope.
that one. Okay.
Nah, I ain't gonna give you that one because that was too easy.
Right on, right on. Okay, well, I got it right. We 1 for 1. We good. All right. So as we mentioned, today's topic is what do you do when the interventions for your mental health just don't seem to be working?
So I promise you, every time I hear "What would you do," this song come in my head. What would you do when your son is at home crying all alone on the bedroom floor when he's hungry and the only way to feed him is to you see? Yeah,
See, you gotta hum when you don't know the words. I ain't know the words, so I
you
just
know,
do my little
that was that
hum.
neurodivergent kicking in on my end because baby, every time it came in, what would you do when your son? That's the only thing. But back to the topic. Like Darnisha said, when those interventions are not working, maybe you try therapy, maybe journaling, meditation, or different coping skills, and you're still feeling stuck, overwhelmed, and emotionally drained. And that can be really frustrating. Trust me, I know it can be really frustrating. I'm going through it right now because you're putting in effort, you expect to see progress.
Right. And you don't always see immediate results. But let's start here, y'all. If your mental health strategies aren't working right now, that don't mean that you're failing. And that don't mean that they won't work eventually. Healing isn't always linear. Sometimes the tools that we worked on in one season of life might not work in another. And that's okay. You just keep trying something new each time. But if what you're doing is not working right now, that's fine. You just got to find something else to substitute that.
Exactly. And sometimes the issue isn't that the intervention is wrong. It may just need to be adjusted or approached differently. Mental health isn't one size fit all. Everyone experiences trauma, stressors, and support systems are different because not everybody's support system is going to be the same, and not everybody's trauma is the same. And baby, our stresses are definitely not the same, but the intervention is there for a reason, but it may not seem like it's working at that moment, but it just probably just needs to be adjusted or approached differently.
Yeah, just need a little tune up, a little fine tune. Daquan, can you think of a time where, because especially being in this field, a lot of people have this misconception that we just have the answers. And sometimes the stuff just ain't working for us. So, can you think of a time where you literally went through every single checklist of what you could do and it just was not working?
Yeah, babe, right now I can say that. Like stresses are getting to me without even realizing it that is getting to me. I try to go to the gym like I typically do to feel good, to work out. I did that today. Baby, nothing. I still feel like F them people, you know? Baby, real hard, real hard. Those negative thoughts that I'm having, and I thought I put a lot of those to rest, but maybe they just seem to resurface,
They
and
creeping back up.
real bad, real bad. Hence why today I did some fine tuning and I set up an appointment for my psychiatrist to get back into the rhythm and get back on my medication, or maybe I just need to up the dose on my medication, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just realized, well, if this is happening right now, that means I need an adjustment period at this point.
Yeah, definitely. My anxiety was on 10 this weekend. And normally I can put on some meditation music. I like to listen to piano sounds, calming classical music. So the high strings from violins, they make me more anxious, but it just was not working in that moment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, tried doing that. That just was not working in that moment. So I after that, I just started doing behavioral activation. So I just went into cleaning mode and I started cleaning the house. And that did help because it took my mind off of what I was anxious and worried about. And now I'm focused on, and I ain't gonna lie, I got tired. So I ain't had time to be worried and thinking about stuff because I had got tired from all that walking up and down the stairs and all that other stuff. So I wore myself out. And then my daughter wanted to go to the park. So I took her to the park. And I didn't feel like it because by that time it's like 6 o'clock in the evening.
Mhm.
But I knew that I would continue that worry if I just didn't activate my body to do something. So yeah, sometimes that stuff, it just don't work and you just got to try something else.
So, I'm gonna start this a little dig in, but you know what else could have helped? Walking and doing all that stuff? Exercise.
It sure could have. It sure could. And while I was cleaning, I dusted that treadmill off too, you know what I'm saying? I sure dusted it, and I looked right at it and walked on past it.
You get on my nerve, all on
No, but
my
that would have been a good idea to because it was nice outside. The weather kinda broke here in Indy this weekend, so I coulda went for a nice little walk around the neighborhood. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that next time because that would have been a great idea.
and you see for the past 2 days, well, 3 days actually, it has been very gloomy. So that also plays a role into people's mental health, and people don't understand how much weather can affect your mental health. Those gloomy days, that rainy day, it's just those rainy days, baby, they can really affect your mood, and I didn't think about it until my sister mentioned it yesterday. we spent time with each other and things like that. Shout out to my sister.
Hey, sis.
And she was just telling me for her, it's been a gloomy day. Now, she she wanted me to do some crawfish. I made some crawfish and stuff like that. And she didn't eat nothing. And I said, "Well, sis, I need you to eat." She says it's gloomy and all that. So duh, Quan, that definitely does play a role into mental health as well. So
That's
then
why when it's raining, a lot of people like to, do the little, get a little fast and, when it's
do
raining
to do,
outside.
do to do.
But yeah, that rain, it
Ooh.
just it just take you through that.
Hey, 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 take me through that, take me through that. We are crazy.
Oh, so we gonna reevaluate like what's actually happening during that time where it's like it just ain't working. It just ain't
Yes,
working.
yes, and one important step is to pause and reevaluate what's going on. Ask questions like, am I consistent with the strategies I'm using? Am I expecting immediate results? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's think, knock that hammer on the nail. We
Yeah.
do instantly want that instant gratification. And we also talked about it in the previous episode as far as social media, the instant gratification that we seek. And let's be realistic, things take time.
Yeah, they do. That instant gratification. It's like, I want to feel better now. And nah, it don't work like that. So sometimes we focus on managing the symptoms without exploring the root of what's actually causing the distress. Like, why am I even feeling like this? And that's where
Mhm.
those deeper conversations come into play, or those therapy adjustments, or those new approaches may be necessary. Because once we figure that out, where is this even coming from? Then I maybe today, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 just ain't gonna cut it. Because what I'm worried about or what I'm anxious about isn't something that I can just let go of instantaneously.
So we have to also consider different approaches, as you stated. Another thing to remember is that mental health support can look different for everyone. It doesn't look the same because, again, as I stated earlier, what may work for me may not work for you. Like my stresses may be different from yours. And so different approaches is for different people. That's why you have the CBT, the Gestalt therapy, the existential therapy, because not one therapy fit all.
And maybe that traditional talk therapy isn't just the right fit for everybody. Some people might benefit from group therapy. Sometimes just sitting and listening to other people tell their stories, and you're like, dang, I resonate with that. I feel where they coming from because I'm going through the same thing. And now you're more open to exploring what you're going through because you can see, oh, we all got something in common. And then some people might need trauma focused therapy, lifestyle changes. That's a huge one. Because sometimes we feel like crap because our bodies are like crap. What we're putting into our bodies are crappy. We're not working out. We're not using that treadmill in the living room collecting dust. We're not just doing the things that we're supposed to do to make us better. We're not eating right. Or how about even building stronger support networks? And I know me, I literally just said this to my daughter's speech therapist today because she was asking me about where I was at with my daughter's after school care. And I was just like, I have been utilizing supports from my neighbors. But sometimes my pride get in the way of me even saying, hey, would y'all mind getting denim off the bus on Tuesday? So now I'm creating more stress on myself because I'm trying to hurry up and get home to get her off the bus when I can alleviate some of that stress by tapping into my supports.
Tap into your village, girl. It takes a village.
It definitely do.
We can't stray away from that because unfortunately that's what we have strayed away from. So if you have that support, utilize the support instead of putting all that stress on you.
And then, like, even with that, when we're talking about interventions, interventions is the skills that we're using to help us, right? But sometimes it don't match where you are emotionally, and they need to match where you are emotionally. For example, if somebody is overwhelmed, complicated strategies might feel impossible. If I'm overwhelmed, I don't want to use an intervention that has me doing steps 1 through 8. I'm overwhelmed. Why am,
Yeah.
why am I going to add something else to my list?
Yeah, baby, that's me too. Because when I feel overwhelmed, baby, you want me to do what? That's why I don't dance. I didn't try to learn those line dances, especially that Tamia song. It's too many 8 counts. You go over this and do that, and it's too much. Like, when I tried to look it up, I would never forget, me and my coworker, Jay, when we used to work overnight, we was like, "Alright, let's try to do the Tamia dance," learn that, right? Baby, we went on there, looked at the little video, and it was like, "Alright, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, th" I said, "That's too many counts. I'm good. I don't wanna do this. I don't wanna take the time." I'll just sit in my chair and be like, "Hey," and do my
Hmm.
feet little crisscross and stuff like that. And even
You
that
be doing
fan
it in your
dance,
head, don't you?
baby, yes. The fan dance, only thing I like to do is that whack, whack,
Come on,
whack.
boots on the
Where them
ground. You
fans
gotta
at?
know how to do boots on the ground. So you
No.
just wait for this pop, pat, pat,
Whack,
pat.
whack, whack. I know the first 2 steps, and that's it, but get somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it. But going back to the topic, in those moments, focusing on small, manageable steps can be more effective than those complicated steps. Believe it or
So what I
not.
hear you saying is you should do the cha-cha slide instead of the Tamiya hustle because that's more small and manageable for you to do.
Correct.
Or do we need to do the hokey pokey where you put it all together and you turn yourself around?
No, I'm not that slow. Hey, girl, I can do I can do the cha-cha. I mean, because if I start going back out more, going out does cheer me up when I go out with my friends and hang out and, do the things, drink and have my hookah, because I'm good for a hookah. If I'm going anywhere, they got a hookah. Okay, let's go. Yeah. So that's definitely I'm sorry. That definitely.
COVID.
No, I'm getting over a upper respiratory infection, thank you. I went to the
I knew
doctor
you was
on
gonna
Fri
make that up.
No, I actually did, 'cause the my doctor, I went on Friday, gave me some medication and a nasal spray, and it's a 6-day thing that I gotta take, and it's too many pills to take, but I gotta do to get this stuff out, 'cause I've been having it for 3 weeks now, so I'm slowly but surely coming out of it.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
You get on my nerve. Again, just stepping on that last nerve, and it's very annoying, girl.
That's what I'm here for. I'm
Baby,
here
my
to get
face
on your
was just
nerves.
like, "You stepping on it." You like, you got them your
Hey, well, I'm stomping on it now. These boots was made for stomping. Okay, I'm stomping on it. I'm stomping the yard.
girl, it's not
Yeah.
stump the yard. Okay. You know what? Let's go on to the next segment, and that's gonna start talking about give yourself permission to what? Rest.
Something people don't talk about enough is the emotional exhaustion that comes from constantly trying to fix how you feel. Sometimes what you actually need isn't another intervention. You might just need to rest, compassion for yourself, and space to breathe. You don't always have to have things figured out. It's okay. I was just talking to one of my clients earlier, and I'm like, because even in therapy, people feel like when you ask them a question, they have to give you an immediate response. No, take the time and just think about it. And that's what you need to do with yourself. When your body is feeling overwhelmed, sometimes you know what, let me just sit down and let me just breathe. Let me just clear my mind as best as I can and just rest.
Yes, because mental health work can be heavy. Okay. Like when you go into therapy and you have that long therapy session or that draining therapy, again, let's not get misconstrued. Therapy is not going to make you go feel better because they got to tap into those emotional triggers that you've been packing down. packing and packing and baby, now you gotta bury that stuff up, and that's why a lot of people do not wanna go to therapy because, "Oh, I'm over it, I'm good." No, baby, you're not over it, you're not good, you just packed it down. You packed it down so that way you can try to either self-medicate or just distract yourself from things that has been very, that's been very detrimental to you, but you refuse to acknowledge it. You think if you don't have to acknowledge it, then you'll be fine. When baby, again, when you packing it down, that pot is about to boil over. Okay. Now, again, mental health work can be heavy. It's okay to slow down and not pressure yourself to have everything figured out immediately because you're
Mm,
not perfect and it's okay. It is okay. You're not perfect and you don't have to be perfect. Stop putting that on you. Okay. You can figure it out. It's not going to come instant, but take your time and figure yourself out and put you first because showing yourself grace during those difficult moments is part of healing too.
yes, like Dequan said, you're not perfect. So being kind to yourself. What old boy say on sinners, being kind to one another.
Yeah.
Be kind, be kind to yourself. And it's okay to just take that break, to get that rest, and to not be perfect, not to have everything figured out, not to have all our I's dotted and not all T's crossed. It's okay to have a few little squiggly lines going on. You all right?
Mhm. Not you don't have to have a straight line. It don't gotta be straight and
Mhm.
narrow, baby. It's gonna have some curves, some zigzags,
Some zigzags,
you know,
some colons.
some loop de loops.
Shut up. But hold on, cause why I tried to put some fake lashes on before, cause my cousin told me I needed some lashes, and I got the glue on, but I couldn't get the lash on, so my eye keep getting like closed shut, and I'm over here like trying to struggle to keep it open, but that's neither here nor there.
Please, baby, don't get blind. Please, please. We don't need you
Like,
to get
I'm like,
blind in here now. You come over
oof,
here
not
like we're gonna have
shut up, looking like Fetty Wap up in this
yeah. Baby, you're gonna come in there with a patch on, then I'm gonna say, "Patchy girl, hey, Patch."
Cabbage Patch. You remember the Cabbage Patch dolls?
Yes.
Remember? I didn't think you was gonna remember.
Why wouldn't I remember a Cabbage Patch girl? That was in my
I
era.
didn't. Wait, you was born late '80s or early
Not
'90s?
early 90s. I'm a
That's why I thought you
90
wouldn't know what a Cabbage Patch
90s
was.
baby. Cabbage Patch was still a thing when in the 90s. Probably in 95 it went away, but, where you think Brat Stalls came from?
Not Cabbage Patches.
Well, I don't know.
Right. Don't have nothing to do with the other. Apples and oranges. you
It's a
thought
doll,
you ate with that, didn't you? You thought
and I
you
did
ate
because it's a doll.
man gone. Some where you think the Brat dolls came from. Not from Cabbage Patches.
I did think I ate though, girl.
I can guarantee you that because Cabbage Patches had yawn hair, baby. Yawn. See, you don't remember
Okay.
the baby dolls with the yawn hair, do you?
I do Cabbage Patch,
Nope.
and I didn't play with well, let me stop lying, I did play with dolls a little.
And that's okay, boo.
Just a little bit. They did
Just a
like
little bit.
just a little
Just
bit.
a little tad. Them G.I. Joes just wasn't doing it for you, was it? They I
Baby,
don't want these hard toys.
if they didn't give me no cars, I didn't want it, okay? My grandparents would tell you all the time, when I want people to play with me, I used to give them the broke toys, like the broke cars,
Mhm.
and have them play with me while I had my good cars.
I wouldn't have wanted to come over your house and play with you.
I don't
Uh-uh.
care,
You
especially if I
mean,
had the
ma.
adults. I had the adults sitting down there and play with me. When I was at my great grandmother's job, I'd be right there in the back. I would have them come out there and play with me and give them the broke toys.
Hey, you sit over here and you try to put this together.
Just roll it. You can roll. It still rolls. It may
Right. And
wiggle
do
a little
something,
bit.
one wheel.
Okay. Listen.
All right. So now we're gonna go into that step 5, which is asking for additional support. We touched on this a little bit, but can you give us more on that?
Yes, another important step is not isolating yourself when things feel like they aren't working. When they feel like they're not working, you don't have to isolate. Do not self isolate because that's when you're going to sit and really be in your head. Those negative thoughts are going to ruminate in the head and it's going to keep going over and over and over. You're going to drive yourself crazy and thinking that something is one thing when it's actually not, you know? Hell, I did that this weekend.
Was reading my little mind. I
Mhm,
was just about to call you out, but actually I was gonna mention today, because sometimes me and Dequan will have an episode in mind and we'll be getting ready to record and then something to come up and we'll be like, what about this? What about this? And as Dequan mentioned that he was feeling depressed today. So I'm
mhm.
like, you know what? Let us try something else. So I'm trying to just get his mind from being in that mode. Or he said it's gloomy there in Texas today, or been gloomy for the past couple of days. So sometimes you just gotta, okay, so this intervention, us doing this podcast, this wasn't on the list of interventions for him to do to get out of his mode.
It
But
wasn't.
you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just gotta remix it and do something a little different and change the routine up a little bit.
And
That's
look
all
at
we
it.
saying.
Look at
And
it
look
now.
at it.
From the
Yeah.
beginning of the segment to where I'm at right now, I'm definitely in a different headspace. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm out of the negative thought process of where I'm at now. And again, for us, as we've mentioned this before, this is therapy for us as well. So y'all getting gems and baby, we're getting gems for ourselves because this is helping us day by day.
Yeah. And like he mentioned, not isolating yourself. Reach out to trusted people in your life. Talk to your therapist about what's not helping. I'm heavy on that. If we've been meeting for months and you still coming in with the same issue, I'm literally like, what, how can I help you? Let's stop doing this and let's start trying something else. Or because that's insanity when you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So talk to your people.
Mhm.
Sometimes professionals need feedback too, though, to adjust the treatment plan. So if you talk to your therapist and you say, hey, you know what, this ain't working, then let them know. Feedback is crucial. Feedback to your friends is crucial. So if
Mhm.
it ain't helping, then do something else. But definitely, Daquan can't call me and be like, I know he didn't think he was just about to be like, I'm having a bad day, and I was gonna be like, okay, well let's get to work. Nah, we finna figure this thing out.
Mhm.
But I'm a trusted person for him. So everybody need that. Stop going through life thinking that you don't need nobody, because and I've had a moment in my life where I felt like that. I'm like, man, I don't need, you know, but
Mhm.
you do. Everybody needs somebody.
Mhm. Maybe I already know because I already know you already know you're a trusted person for me because we've already had our connection. We've already had our discussions, and baby, we was linked without even knowing
Mm-hmm.
that we was linked.
Yeah.
So shout out to you. I appreciate you wholeheartedly. Right. And going back to the topic, sometimes progress happens through connection, i.e., me and you. We see each other.
We
Okay.
see each other.
Having why color purple just popped in my mind when you said how you said we see each other. I
We
don't
see
know
each
him
other.
either.
I don't know
Oprah
him.
said, I don't know either because you know why? Oprah didn't have that special connection with that person. No, not Oprah.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Oprah. It was Miss Lily.
It
The
was
person it was Miss
yeah,
Lily who she was working for. I don't know him either.
because she was trying to get somebody else to drive her home. Yeah.
So she can spend time with her family. But I know we all watched that moment. It was like, girl, you can let somebody else drive you home. But it was a connection. She felt scared. Um, Oprah was there that was her confidant. She was comfort for her.
Sophia.
Yes, Miss Sophia was her confidant, right? So having someone who listens and supports you can make a real big difference.
And somebody that get on your nerves.
My
'Cause
last
y'all
nerve
we don't care, cause we be getting on each other nerves, but it
and
was my
do.
turn to get on his today, and did not mind. And and it so normally, typically, I'm gonna tell on you. Normally, it's Dequan with the technical difficulties, especially when we first started. Oh my god, I used to
Yup.
be over here.
Sure was. Sure was.
It was me, and I had to call my son, the enforcer, to come in here and try to help me with my speakers and such. And Dequan over there, you know the cartoon where you can see the steam coming through the ears? Cause he already agitated, and cause I know what agitated Dequan looked like. And then hold on. So I got my son to come in here and fix it. And then I looked at Dequan and I said, "My bad, that was me." He's like, "You think?"
Baby, I
I'm
gave her
like,
that mean side. I was over here. Mm,
he was agitated. We was already late getting on. He was agitated, honey. But you know,
babe,
and FYI, you look cute today. You look real handsome.
oh, thank you. You know, I shaved off the beard because by this time last year, I shaved it off. I said, coming towards my birthday, that's when I'll grow it back and things like that. I have a phase when I do that. Refresh, try something new, especially Friday. I was very agitated. So I said, let me just shave this off. Let me just and shave it off. Went to the barber and did, because I needed it lined up and things. But thank you, girl.
Yeah, but that works too. If you look good, you feel good.
You feel good, huh?
You
I
feel
look
good.
good,
James Brown.
huh?
And that's why we friends. And that's
That's
why we
why.
friends.
That's why.
All right, y'all. We know we threw a lot at y'all as per usual. So we're gonna give a little recap over everything that we went through today. What we talk about, Daquan.
All right. So we first talked about the interventions for mental health that don't seem to be working sometimes. We do know that it may not work in that moment, but the interventions just probably just need to be adjusted. As I stated today, I y- got to, signed up with my psychiatrist to maybe talk to him about adjusting my medication. So that was an intervention that I needed to try. Then you also have to reevaluate what's happening, what's actually happening, because sometimes we don't realize what space and moment that we're in. So we have to reevaluate so we can readjust.
Right. And then we want to consider different approaches. Okay, this ain't work. Let me try something else because it's not a one size fit all. What worked for you might not work for me. So,
Mhm.
like, it's just like being a therapist. Every client ain't the same. You have to cater their plan specifically for them and what it is that they're dealing with. And then we also talked about giving yourself grace, giving yourself permission to rest, knowing
Mhm.
that okay, let me just sit down. Let me just take a breath and having compassion for yourself.
Yes. We also talk about something Darnisha kind of struggles with, and I do too. And that's ask for additional support. Sometimes we do need to ask that for additional support. If we have the support system, utilize your village because that's what they are there for. You don't make friends for no reason, right? Especially if they are a trusted person. Ask for additional support because we all need support. And I just wanna say, thank you for being a friend.
Boom, 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 boom.
Travel down the road and back
Yeah,
again.
we started from the bottom, now we're here,
Hey,
yeah, yeah.
that is my if I can sing, I would be like, "Ooh, yeah."
But that's how we do, y'all. So y'all already know how we get down. It is
Yeah.
time for the Q&A. Let's get it.
It's time for the Q&A. 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 It's time for the Q&A.
All right, all right, all right. Daquan, what is today's Q&A question and who is it coming from?
All right, today's Q&A question comes from Morgan from Atmore. Shout out Atmore. Y'all finally on the top. Y'all on the board and stuff like that. That's my little hometown, and stuff and stuff. Hey, y'all.
What's the nickname for Morgan? I know you wanna say it so bad.
I don't got one. I don't have a nickname. I never have
No
one.
Morgy Morg? No
No,
Morgy? Okay.
no. Ugh. I know I'm a nickname type of person, but Morgan just enough. Morgan.
Okay, Morgan.
So you get on my nerve. Anyway, Morgan wants to know, how do you handle a family member with a mental illness? Mm,
Mm, I can tackle that first.
okay.
I will say being in this field, it's much more easier for me to deal with strangers than it is people really close to me. Cause when
Mm,
when they're close to you, you just want people to just snap out of it. You want them to, just, "Hey, man, you depressed? Come on, let's do something," and then you upset
yeah.
when they just don't snap out of it, or somebody with a substance abuse issue. It's just not as easy as them choosing their family over the drugs or choosing
Mhm,
you over alcohol. Like an addiction
mhm.
is an illness. It's
Yeah.
a serious illness. And so the best thing that you can do when you just don't know what to do, well, I'm going to first pray first and foremost, right? But when you just don't know what to do, when you gave it to God, is to just be a support for
Yes.
that person, because they don't need judgment. They don't need you drilling them. They don't need you telling them what they need to do with all that. They just need support sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's, and then also radical acceptance, which is, I might not like what's going on, and acceptance don't mean respecting it, and it don't mean that you like it, but just accepting the fact that, look, this is the situation right now. This is what this person is going through, and simply ask them. That's the key thing right there, because we assume what the other person may want or need. Ask them, what do you need from me?
Mm.
And I think that's the best thing you can do for somebody that's struggling with a mental illness, is to be a support and to ask them how you could help them.
You know, I think you said all that very well, very elegant, very demure, you know?
Very demure.
Mhm. Because this
I'm
not
not ratchet like these other girls. You see, very cutesy, very demure, very sophisticated, very articulate.
mhm. That's all you, girl, with a little ratchet, but we ain't gonna get into that.
Oh, with the tongue out.
You stupid. To piggyback off of what you're saying, you said everything well, because it is just like you said, it is kinda harder to deal with somebody that you're close with that's depressed, or, uh and as you stated, dealing with a substance abuse problem, right? Like,
Mhm,
instantly, I have my best friend. I love my best friend. Shout out to them. I It was I would say it all the time when I used to go to DC and visit, right? I said, when I walked in to the house, I said, "Friend, your depression is showing."
mhm,
Just because how cluttered and messy it was. And it just every time I didn't go back to visit a lot, but I did notice that it got worse, progressively
mhm,
worse. And I understand that you just don't have it in you to clean up. And I would tell
mhm,
him, friend, I understand, because I allowed my house to get certain type of way. But until I actually start to clean up, I I started to feel better. And it was one time I looked at my apartment, I said, "Man, my depression is showing real bad." But you instantly want them to get better, knowing that you can't instantly want your clients to get better. So why do you expect your friends or family to get better just because you said, "Man, you need to do this, you need to do that, and da da da." They don't need a therapist. They just need somebody. They need you as support. They don't need you to be their therapist. They just need you to be their support. And I think being in this field, it is hard for us to kind of separate the two, because sometimes naturally I go into therapist mode, and it don't be on purpose. It really don't. When I'm just sitting there, just want to
mhm.
talk to them. then my wheels start turning. It's like, so why do you feel like that? What makes you feel like that? They don't need all that. And
Yeah.
I had to talk to somebody who I call my nephew. Me and him was on the outs for almost 2 years, right? Until probably like 2 weeks ago. Talked to him. I said, "So, where we stand?" And then he told me, "Look, I didn't need you to be my therapist. I just needed you to be there for me, to support me." And it took me a
Mhm.
while to actually embrace that and hear them. I said, "You're right. I hear everything that you're saying. And I do apologize if you don't feel like I was being there as a support. I apologize for initially trying to be your therapist, which I wasn't trying to be.
Mhm.
So I had to put on my big boy drawers and I had to apologize and take accountability because they just need support. They don't need a therapist, especially if they
Yeah.
already got one. They don't need another one. And it's not intentional. I promise you, I don't do this intentionally because guess what? I don't want to be on therapist mode 24/7 a day. Okay. I just want to be regular old Dequan, just chilling, not wanting to be at work because I listen to people all day. I don't want to continue to be in that shoe all day because then I'm going to get burnt out. So, but thank you, Morgan, for that question. That was a good question, girl.
It was. Thank you. And so now we are going to tap into our affirmation and action of the day. Daquan, what do you have for us?
So we're gonna give you a little something, something. And this is coming from a place of motivation in a sense, right? You are allowed to walk away from
Oh, hold
relationships.
on, Daquan. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go ahead.
okay. Let me go back. Rewind. Do. All right. So you are allowed to walk away from any relationships that's dangerous to your mental health, no matter how long you've known them or how much you love them. That one hit hard. That love
That
part.
did. Oof. Just took the breath out my body. Just oof. Like a siren. Don't the sirens steal your you heard of that? They
Yes,
steal your breath or something?
yes. Those sirens. All right. Let me say that one more time because that was a gem. If y'all missed
It
it, right?
was.
You are allowed to walk away from any relationship that's dangerous to your mental health, no matter how long you've known them or how much you love them.
Mhm. Yeah. That's good.
That came right on time.
That time yeah. That really did. That was good. You did your homework today. Come on, the clown with the affirmation and action of the day. Come on now. That's what I'm talking about.
You know that person that shook their head like that. If I had a bob,
And this was this is irritating my soul, this little string of hair right here. But all right, so we
I
as
know, girl. I
always,
gotta. It gets on my nerve too. I have to put it
if you
behind my
don't
ear
go with
too.
that little dandruff, go somewhere with that.
Baby, I oiled this. I shaved. I reshaved it before I got on here, and I put
It
my
looks
little
nice
oils
and
and stuff
clean.
like that. I got a little shiny. I did a little facial thing too. So
Mhm. I see you with your muscles out and you got the button to the top. You hear me? You got 2 buttons to the top, baby.
I'm modest.
That's sophistication right there.
I'm
He said,
modest.
"I got all the buttons." He ain't leaving no peekaboo in the chest or nothing, he said, "I got these buttons all the way to the top. Go to
hmm
the top,
You know, I pop out maybe the summer.
pop out and show."
Oh, you gotta pop out and show me.
Man, I'm done with you. Alright, y'all, we done, bye.
And that's a wrap for this round of Trigger Happy Hour, where we take shots of the truth with no chaser. Just raw conversations where the shots are sharp and it takes a sharper, and nothing gets off the table. If you like what you heard, hit that follow button, leave a review, and tell someone who can handle the heat. Pull up a bar stool next week for more real talk. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Until then, stay bold, stay loud, and don't water it down. Cheers.